Okay, so this is the next exercise, the one that's got a bunch of different shapes in it. I'm going to go over that today, and I think I might make a separate video for this one right here. So I'm going to just start with this one. First, you want to make sure your stroke and fill colors are intact the way you want them. So there's my pen tool. I need to have a transparent fill for the time being. I need to have a colored stroke. I'm going to go with a rainbow one today, just for the heck of it. And you can change the stroke weight. I put mine to 4. The first one's easy. It just says click here, click here, click here. So just do what it says. I'm not even being that particular. If you can count, you can do this one. And that's it. The second one wants you to click and hold down the Shift key. Now, when you hold down the Shift key, it goes in a perfectly horizontal, perfectly vertical, perfect 45-degree angle. You can't go anything but horizontal, vertical, or 45-degree with the Shift key down. So what the heck does it want me to use the Shift key for here? If I click here while holding down the Shift key, then it pulls out a perfectly horizontal handle. I drag that handle to right there, number 2, where it says to release, and I release. Same here, 3 to 4. And then I click on 4 and I drag 5 and I drag to 6. And I click on 7 and I drag to 8. And I click back on 1 and drag to 2 again to start the whole process. And I've got a perfect circle. You could probably use some sort of oval or ellipse tool to draw a perfect circle, but this is teaching you anchor points and handles. This one's got multiple curves. Click here, press here, hold down the Shift key. Drag to here, release. Done. Same. Click, drag, drop. Click, drag, drop. Click, drag, and drop. Right? Easy enough. This one has me using the Alt key, so we're going to try that. Click and press here and hold down the Shift key. Got it? Drag to here and release. Got it. Click it here and release. So just click and let go. Like that. Press directly on the anchor point which you just created. So my anchor point is this little blue dot right here. When I press on that, I can drag the handle down. And the handle comes down. It's not working. The handle comes down to right there. So that's the same thing you'll do over and over. Click and let go, hold down a handle. Click and let go, hold down a handle. That's how you can change the path. The path was going to sort of correct itself. It was going to curve back around just like this one did, but I moved the handle. The next one, curves with corner points, sorry, I can't get there, is going to have me using my Alt key again. So click here, drag here, and let go. Click here, drag here, and let go. Now push Alt and move the handle. Drop it right there. Click here, drag here, let go. Push Alt and, Alt and move the handle. I can get hold of it. I apologize. Alt and I move the handle up and drop it. So you're just going to click and drag and let go. This happens sometimes. When this happens, it's because it sort of let go of that previous line. So I'm just going to click on that previous line, make sure my, excuse me, click on that previous line. I'm going to make sure that I've got an anchor point that's coming up from it. And then I should be able to carry on. If you run across something like that and you can't solve it on your own, just hit Control and the letter Z. When you hit Control and the letter Z, that does a backup, that does an undo. So I'm going to hit Control Z a bunch of times right now just to show you what it looks like. Z, 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 right? If I want to redo a step, it's going to be Edit Redo, which is Control Shift Z. So Control Shift puts everything right back where I had it. So that's a couple little tricks for you. The next piece is going to be this, where you switch from straight lines to curvy lines back and forth. Okay, let me back up just a minute. I had to delete my piece of video that I was making, but here is how you do this. You're going to click here and drag to here, and then click here and drag to here. But then the next instruction, 5, just says click. So I'm going to push my mouse right onto that anchor point and click and let go. And that basically turns off the curve and lets me do a straight line. Now it says to drag here and release. So, oops, pardon me. Get right on top of that anchor point. Yeah, I'm trying to be so precise. And pull down a handle. And that is how I can turn it back into a curved line. This is simply going back and forth between straight line and curved line. So click and let go, click and let go, click and drag. That one's kind of tricky, may take you a few tries at it, but don't forget, Control and the letter Z is how you undo something. This is tough. This one, I will be honest with you, took me a long time to figure out and get just right. So it says click and press here, drag to here. Got it. We'll start with that. Release. So where's number 3? That's the tricky part of this, is figuring out where to go next. So click and press here. And where is it? Where's 4? Drag to here and release. Got it. So we're picking on 3, dragging to 4 and releasing. 5, click and press in the anchor point you created in 3 and drag to 6. Oh my gosh. Okay, so there's my anchor point from 3. And I'm going to drag it all the way out to 6. That's 6, by the way. Then where 7 is way the heck over here. Click and press here. And drag way out to 8 and let it go. Then it says hold down Alt Option key, click and press this anchor point again. So right here, I'm going to get right on top of that anchor point with the Alt key down. And let her go. I'm sorry, not let her go. Apparently, you have to hold down Alt and drag your, see, that's what I get for not reading, to 10. There's 11, click and press here and drag to 12. So, my gosh, 11 to 12, 13 to 14. So I'm going to click here and drag to 14. I'm just moving the handle, actually. And then on 15, I'm going to click and, oops, hold down Alt. It says hold down. See, I'm not reading. Hold down Alt and drag to 16, and that's the shape. It's a tough one, but if you get it right, then hey, good for you. If you don't get it quite right, I will accept a little less than perfection because that one was really hard to do. So that's this piece. Good luck with it.